Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create equations in Google Docs. So this is something that a math instructor might use, or if you're writing a paper that has calculations and you want to include those calculations in your document, you're going to want to write them, professionally. And Google Docs has a pretty good tool to be able to do this. So you can see what I've done right here. This equation right here matches this equation right over here that I found on the web. So this is the equation for standard deviation, but it looks pretty much the same, and all the characters are in the right place, and it was really pretty easy to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that same equation. Now, to start, what you'll want to do is first come right up here to your edit, and then down here, view, and then you want to show equation toolbar. So I have mine displaying already right now. That's this thing right here. So to do a new equation, all you have to do is come up here, you click new equation, and then you'll get this little box here. So you can kind of see there's like a little box right. Oh, did I lose it? There we go. There's a little blue box right there. And I'm going to start by inserting things into my equation. And when I'm writing these, the best way to think about it is you're kind of moving the opposite direction that you would go if you were calculating this equation. So if I were to do this equation right up here, I'd start with what's within my parentheses here, and I would start there and then kind of move out from the equation, right? So I'm going to start with whatever I would do last, which in this case is going to be the square root. So it takes a little bit of, going around these menus to find where to go, but I know the first thing I'm going to do is this square root. So I just go ahead and plug that in. Well, the next thing I would do before I do the square root is my division right here, this portion, basically this top and this bottom portion. So I'm going to throw my little middle divider line in there. So the next thing I'm going to look in here, it's a middle divider line. So I plug that in. Now I can go ahead and type in my numerator on top, and it's pretty easy to do. So this sum, I know you're going to want to jump straight to maybe going to this sum symbol right here, or you're going to want to go to this sum symbol. But really what you want to do is this XBA. Okay, and the reason why is because in our formula over here you have this sum, and then you have two different variables, one that's appearing above and one that's appearing below. So that's what we're going to want to do here. So I'll plug that in, and then now it wants me to type. So I'm going to put in my sum symbol. And this is where it gets tricky. So I was trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I do the little characters above and below? So the best way to do this, I use the arrow keys. So I'll hit right over once, and now you can see my cursor's a little bit below the sum. So it's wanting me to put in whatever's below. So to match my equation above, I'll just type that, and then I hit the right arrow key again, and it takes me kind of to the next spot, right? And then I hit it right again, and now I'm back in line with whatever I was on before. I'm on that same line of the sum. So I can begin my parentheses. So I type parentheses, and then I'm going to do this X right here. But this is a special character as well. I need to have that, that little I beneath my X. So I'm going to come up here, look for that X with a lower variable. So I'm going to type X, and then hit my right arrow, type an I. Okay, right arrow again, and now I'm back to my same spot that I was in before. I'm going to put a space there just for the sake of how it looks. And then now I'm going to do the X with the bar above it. So again, I come to my options, X with the bar above it. It puts a little bar in, but I need to type an X to actually put that bar in. Okay, and I hit right again and space bar, and that won't go again. So the reason why I'm hitting right is if I were to put spaces in before I move over right, we're still kind of in the mode of putting that bar above. So that's going to keep adding in. I want to hit right. So when I space bar, I'm not going to have that issue. All right, so I close the parentheses. And then this was one issue I ran into. So if you happen to add something in late, so this 2, that's what I'm looking at right now is this 2 right here. So if you add that in late, what you can do is you can just select by holding the shift key and then typing with your left arrow key. So you can select whatever it is that you want to add on to. I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to use this right here, this icon, because it's got the variable above to the right. And then I hit right, type a 2, Then right again, I'm good. If I hit right again, I'm eventually going to hit that. There we go. I'm going to hit that denominator. I can just type in my denominator as I want it and hit right until I'm at the end of my equation. And now I'm just back to, oops, wasn't quite out of the equation box yet. There we go. So now I have my equation in, and it's really simple to use. If you think I'm going to use that right arrow and that left arrow to kind of navigate my cursor, it takes a little bit of practice and getting used to, but pretty soon you'll be able to write your equations however you want.